to be careful with stuff like that. Whatever's going on, you know. I understand you like him and you want to pursue seeing him and stuff. That's fine. But you just got to be careful with that person, okay? There's something false about that person. All right. Hey, Beatrice, how are you? Are you in school? Guys, my list is open. If I'm doing free yes and no right now. Oh, it ended? Oh, so you're on vacation. One second here. Oh, nice. Brenda, does Anthony care that we are done? Okay. Okay. Okay, so instead of me saying yes, they care, or no, they don't care, there's a problem coming up. All right. With the guy that you're talking about. So hang on, let me repeat the question for you 1 second. Anthony. So this is for Brenda. Okay. You're asking about Anthony. And it seems like no, they don't care. This is about money, and it talks about, I don't know if any of you were, either one of you is in the medical field or maybe studying something like law or medicine. I don't know your life, but I don't need to. The message that's coming out is this is a strong resentment. Okay. That's why the answer is no, he doesn't care. This person is stuck on their opinion. This talks about money. This talks about a person that wants position. It talks about his father, or maybe like the way that he wanted to emanate, maybe a goal that was inculcated in him or something. This is a headstrong person. And this talks about, when a person puts career over love. So I would say no. Okay. Colleen, does Rob want to reach out to you to reconcile? You're welcome. Okay. Remember, Brenda, also, I forgot to say, this is also when the man kind of is intimidated or jealous at the success of the female as well. Okay, is what this talks about. All right, I'm sorry. The next one was Colleen, right? Okay, does Rob want to reach out to reconcile? Well, let me say one more thing. Okay, so the way I see this is that the way that you're aware of him and what he talks about to other people, and more about his private family life, I guess. So the side that you don't see, the side that you assume you know everything about him, but this is the side that you wouldn't know. So conversations with a mother, for example, conversations with his parents, or what, you know, who he lives with, whatever. There's a sense of stuff going on that shows that you're not aware of that. You're more in tune with the way you feel, maybe the love part. This is showing a very dominant female in his life. It seems like mother or aunt, or a high expectation. It can be a boss. This talks about a person trying to put a degree to good use, or a career to good use. It talks about other languages, international stuff. It lets me know that you're not a priority. The priority is his goals. And family is embedded in that in some way. I don't know if he has to rise to some expectation to get a certain type of inheritance someday, or maybe it's an expectation from the parents, or I don't know. But I realize you're asking about if he wants to reach out and reconcile. I would say no. His focus is not that. His focus is on getting his career straight. And something new happening in his life with that, with career. All right, let's see. T-Love is asking, does your husband miss you? I would say in some aspects, yes. This talks about a breakup or a divorce. This talks about a person that, a woman that has not crumbled because financially, or with goals, or with stability. Emotionally, yes. Heart, yes, but not, you know, income and stuff. So there's a stability there. But I would say in some aspects, yes. I think there could be some change in the near future. Maybe more communication. The breakup or the divorce that's on solid ground, but I do see some change emotionally. I also feel that this person seems different from your culture. So like maybe they speak a different language, or maybe they have one parent that speaks, you know, one thing than the other one. You know, there's something a little bit different here culturally, ethnically perhaps. Okay. So the answer is, you know, yeah, there is, there's, I would describe it as missing the beginning, or missing what was, is, you know, but I do see some change in the future. Yeah. All right, let's see. May, do you have a good, what? Future with your current partner now? Before end the live. What? What do you mean? Before I end the live? I don't understand. You're gonna have to clarify what you mean by that before I answer. I don't understand that. Okay, let's see. Sandy, will me and Julian be something in the future? Okay, like a couple. One second. Excuse me. Get my tissues. Sorry, guys. Excuse me. Sorry. No, I don't think a commitment is possible at this time or in the near future. I think you're gonna get to, so I do see a lot of online or phone stuff. I don't see like enough person to person connectivity. So that lets me know that there's a lot of things that are not, that are more in the digital space or digital communication, or not direct. But this does show that the involvement will continue and will grow. But as far as like a commitment, not at this time, not with this person. No. Okay. Let's see. Aaron, does Jesse think of you? Oh, I'm sorry. That's old. Sorry. I didn't know that person might have left. Okay. May, do you have a good future with your current partner? I would say that it's troubled by argument, by strength of character, by clashing, butting of heads. I would also say that there's some possible jealousy in the future. So if you can get past that, remember that what I do in these 3-card readings is I look in the very close, near future. If you want something more than that, you can book a tarot or an astrology with me, okay, to look deeper. But for now, the next thing to come, near future, is what I said. Christina, will your life partner from a different, what? Will your life partner be from a different country? The answer's in astrology. I will tell you that. I have to analyze your chart. If you want to book an astrology with me, I will do that. I'm a love astrologer, so that's what I specialize in. Marriage, soulmate, all those things. Okay. All right, let's see. Sunny, will you meet your future? So I'm getting a lot of future questions, guys. This is for near future, like the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, the next couple of days, maybe 3 months, within 3 months, something like that. Closer probably. Yeah, if you want deeper reads, you got to book a reading with me, okay? I'm a small business and this is my profession. I'm a full-time astrologer. Okay, so let's see. So just, you can ask me, anything that's relevant to current time. So December, January, February, something like that. 3 months is a long time. You can meet a new person, you can get engaged. There's a lot of things that can happen in 3 months. All right, let's see. Olivia, will you and Jaylen ever date? Okay. I would say, so there's going to be an opportunity where maybe you're the one that instigates the question, because I do see a situation coming up where you see this person and there's a social setting. So I don't know if it's a party or something social going on or whatever. I would say don't be the pursuer. Do what you can to have, him do that to you. And I do see that there could be awkwardness after your dominance. So if you're the one that, starts the question or asks him out or whatever it is, yeah, there could be some awkwardness there. So I don't recommend you do that. All right. All right, Susie, will you meet a new love? No, and I also see that you have been, no, because it's your fault. You may not know it. You may not realize it, but this is when judgment is high. Trauma from the past is overcasting a shadow on the future. This is when the vibe is off and a person cannot see. So I've seen a couple potential suitors already interested in you, and you just haven't, you know, reciprocated anything. Maybe you haven't even realized it. No, this talks about struggling with that, struggling about, you know, maybe you're very guarded. I see that the problem is your perspective. So if you change that, the answer would be yes. Because already I see that you've had two people in the past, recent past, interested, and you're dismissive. So to turn that into a yes, it's in your hands. All right, let's see. Cosmia, is Etienne happy in the relationship with you? So this talks about jealousy, and it talks about looking at something after an event. What can be the event? A date, a party, a lunch, a dinner, whatever. This talks about something that you were at and you communicated with this person, and significantly right after that event, you became hyper observant, you know, on what his whereabouts were, and there is a misconstrued jealousy. So, you know, stuff like that. Can you guys hear me? I'm just adjusting the volume. Okay. So the answer that I'm trying to tell you about Etienne is don't do too much of that. You're just going to hurt yourself. If you feel that he's, you know, not trustworthy, then we can look into it in a reading. But follow your intuition. If there's a reason you don't trust him, or there's a reason you're afraid, just ask yourself the question: are you worried because of what you've been through in the past? Or are you worried because you have a weird feeling about him? If you have a weird feeling about him, then you have to follow your intuition. If you are worried about him because of what you've lived through, you're putting your past on him, and that's not healthy. If you still have doubt and you want to get a reading with me, I will do a very deep dive and tell you what he thinks, what he feels. That's what I do. We'll do a mind read, okay, if you're interested. But if not, that's a golden rule. Let's see. So I guess you're very skilled, huh? You're coming into my stream to try to get people to get readings from you. Aren't you embarrassed by that, though? Aren't you embarrassed? That's like the owner of Dunkin' Donuts going into a Starbucks. But then again, you're not Dunkin' Donuts, and you're definitely not Starbucks. That's funny. So anyway. It's really embarrassing for people, I would think, that you have to go into other people's, streams, which, by the way, is illegal. You know that, right? I'm a registered business, and you're in my digital space. This is an extension of my registered corporation with the platform. That's why it's in gray on top, so it's official. So you're in my digital space, and you're soliciting in my digital space. There are laws against that. So tread very carefully, or look up laws. So there are laws, online. But think about how unprofessional that makes you look and how desperate. But that's fine. Okay, let's see. So Hazel's asking that question. All right, sweetie, it's all in the BIO. You can't really say it on this platform, but it's in the BIO. Thank you. All right, guys. Priscilla, are you moving to New York? So this talks about a marriage. Are you getting married? Are you going to a wedding there? Are you getting married? Or are you involved in wedding planning or anything in the wedding industry? The answer is taking preference over the move. So, yeah, you're married? Okay. So this is tying marital energy with the move. So, that's the answer that I have for you. If you're moving, you would know, because a person has to have a certain, flight plan, travel plan. You would know your itinerary. You would know all of that. But I guess you're asking, is it going to go well there? And what I'm seeing is something that there's a change in something ceremonial. So that means this is what happens when I offer free answers to people online for free, and I offer 3 cards. People ask questions that don't really fit the way you speak to spirits, but I try anyway, because by the time I explain how to say the question, 20 minutes has gone by. So I just go ahead and ask. You got to understand, you're asking, are you moving to New York? You would know if you're moving, because you would buy a plane ticket, or you would arrange for travel, and you would be investing the money, and it would be like that. So that means that the person's asking a question to either test the person, or they're being a little bit playful, or they don't really know how to ask. So the answer that you're getting, you give me a vague answer, I'm giving you, you know what I mean? This is talking about a spouse or a wedding, or, and this is talking about a change in event. So if your spouse is the one that's going to be moving because of his job, there's going to be a change to that effect. If you are involved in the wedding industry in some way, this is talking about a change in income. Yeah, so that's the answer that I have. Okay, Jemiah, will 2026 be good for you? So you would have to get a year reading, and I offer those in January. Okay, no problem. I offer those in January because to do a thorough reading for an entire year, if you're going to use tarot, you're going to get what, 1 card a month? So then what, it's 12 cards? That's a bullshit reading. Don't you want to know all of the angles of life, right? You want to look at a monthly highlight, and then you want to look at all your avenues of life. Career highlights, health, family, love, social life, any kind of accomplishment academically or job-wise. You want a deep read. So to do that with tarot, it's more cards, more expensive. If you want to do it with astrology, it's cheaper because I could pull up, you know, a solar return or different things with your moon, or I can even do, you know, partial annual horoscopes. That's how we astrologers do that. And in which case we will be telling you what's going to be happening in the themes of your life in the certain seasons. So if you are serious about that, you can get that, okay? Or you can, for $5, go anywhere and get your little fake ear reading. You could do that too. They're all over. Okay, let's see. Hey, Kyla, how are you? Okay, you got the, let's see. This one is the, let me pull it up 1 second, sweetheart. How are you? Happy holidays. You're good? It's been a while, huh? That's the problem with an iPad. It's so annoying. Okay, here we go. Ding. I'm just bringing up the order to make sure if there's a question you wrote down, I can have it on there. Okay. All right. So you want to be laser focused on one person. That's fine. Fair enough. Oh, yeah. I do. All right. So this is laser focus on one person going into a deep dive love reading. Of course, you know, a couple of other things can show up. Do you want to meet me on the letter Y, the letter T? This place is really censored. I'd rather do the reading on the letter Y, the letter T. You know what I mean by that? More and more and more, this space is becoming more, but if you see the LIN and then the letter K, okay. So it would be the PLATFORM with the letter YOU. You know? Because you can't say it. You can't say the name. You know, the icon is a little red box. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to go over there? I'm there on the other screen. If I do my readings in this space, it's very censored. So I cannot say certain words. Okay, not a problem. I'm there, so sorry about that. I can't with the Tarzan English when I'm talking to someone. Not only that, the recording of the reading is there for the archive for you, for the most part, and also it records the actual conversation, the chat, and that way there's a record of, you know, for the people that they like that, people seem to like that, you know, they'll go back and they're like, oh, I remember my reading now, you know, whatever. You'll forget, you know, a couple months go by, and the predictions can, you know, proceed 3 months or more. So it's helpful. I like that as well. It's a better feature. That way people have a record of their reading. And on this space, it's just me talking. Over there, it's everything. So it's better. Yeah. Yes. Right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm there. Do you want to check again? You know, the LINK is in the, can you say menu? You can't say the other word, but can you say menu? Oh, hey, Hazel, how are you? You want to travel to that location? If you know what I mean? You can't say MEET anymore. Yeah, I see it. Yep, you got the love reading. Yep, I see it on there. So on TikTok, I do my free love readings. I mean, like the free ones, you know, that are 3 cards. I like giving those a lot. People find it useful, I guess. You know, I know it's limited, but when I do fulfill orders, I do it on that, you know, the other location because of what the changes are. Yeah, I see your order, Hazel. You're on the list. You're after Kyla. Just let me know. Let me know when you get on there. The link is... Okay. I don't think I could say the word shoot. I don't think I could say that word LINK, shoot. Okay. Well, I hope you're happy though. Whatever it is, I hope you're good, you know. Oh, that's so sweet. What sign are you, Hazel? Are you a water sign? Okay, hi Kyla. Hazel, you wanna head over there? I'll be 1 second, Kyla. Okay. Okay. That way I don't have to worry about what I say and I could make sense. Because here I have to be so careful with everything I say. It's crazy. I'm like, Oh, no, you're not. No, not at all. I'm just waiting for Hazel. I don't know if if she knows how to get there. This would help. Okay, awesome. Hang on 1 second. Let me disconnect. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to be doing my paid reads on the letter Y, the letter T, and then I'll be back to this one to do free yes and no. I either do my crystal ball scrying readings. Most people ask for that. That's what they like. Or I'll do my 3 card. All right, to give you an answer. All right, guys, I'll be back. If you can head over there if you want to and see the reading, but if not, you know, it's on my archive anyway on the video library. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll be back. Okay, here we go. All right, so Kyla, your reading is it's 40 minutes. I'm sorry, yeah, anywhere from 40 to 45 minutes. That's plenty of time. And then yours, Hazel, is 25 minutes. So let me go ahead. That gives you an idea, all right, so that you don't have to stay waiting there if you don't want to, if you have things to do. So let me go ahead and put the timer just to give me, you know, that way you know, it gives you guys good time, and, you know, you're not waiting. So I won't start the timer just this second because I have to ask you something. So the question is for Kyla, because I go in order of invoice, so yours came in first. So this reading is a deep love reading. I answer pretty much everything the person wants. It's laser focused on one person. So let's say the person's dating and they want to find out about 3 or 4 people. This isn't that reading. This is on one. Okay. Now, of course, the way I read, it's very focused on what you want, but at the same time, there's always a chance that other important things you need to know come up, like warnings or whatever. If they do, we'll deal with it. We'll cross that bridge. If they don't, it just stays focused on the topic. Now, with that being said, is there anything specific that you want me to shed light on, that you want this reading focused on? If you're not sure, a person can say, well, I really don't know what to ask. I'm confused. I just want to know the energy between us. But a lot of times people do want to, shed light on one specific thing. So what can I help you with? Okay, that's fine. So is this person a Gemini or Aries, or, like, in other words, like, do you know their sign? Or if you don't know their sign, just give me their first name. Either one. Okay. So I was going to tell you something. I remember your name, but I don't remember you. I never know what people look like, really. I don't look at their profiles or anything. That would be weird. But I know that when I think you met me, I think I only filmed my hands, I think, at that time, and I went under like a false name. It was Lala. It was like just an online name. But I don't remember. I remember your name, but I don't remember you. So that you're, in my memory, you could be one of 2 people. There was a lady with 2 children that had a sister, and they were in a southern state, and she didn't really want commitment, but she would date a couple of potential suitors. And then there was or you could be the other one that rings a bell in my head, where you had a very difficult situation in the family in the past. Let's just keep it like that. That you had a troubled, really difficult situation, and your journey and your goal was to heal and move on. Is that you? To not. Okay, so that is you. Okay, see, I know it was one of those. At the time, I think I was reading for, I believe, another Kyla, and that was the thing. Yeah. Okay, no problem. So good to see that you are, in a much better place. Awesome for you. Good for you. Okay, let's figure out this Capricorn, shall we? Okay, I'm going to be reading this part first, and then I'll go in with the cards. This is just like an energy check. Okay. The first thing that I see is when I see that you're more interested and you've been more forthcoming with your emotions. You have verbalized things. You have verbalized interest. And I see that he has distanced. He's been the one that has distanced himself. And there's also a possibility that he has thought of a new direction as well. So this is a rough beginning because this is when you're all in, and you have been all in, because now that I identified which Kyla you were, you know, I remember that you had one person in particular that you would go back and forth, but you weren't ready with that one person, right? Wasn't that you? And he was very in love with you, but you just couldn't, and right? I hope I'm not confusing you. It doesn't matter. In the end, I take it like, you know, you're a fresh new person, you know? It's not, when you're a professional psychic, you don't have to remember anything of the person, you know? So you know, let's just leave whatever the past is the past anyway. So, I mean, whatever the energy is going to come out anyway. So let's just go from here on out. But the only reason I mentioned that in passing is because it's interesting to see you so dedicated this time. Like it's interesting to see you so involved and so vulnerable. And I'm wondering if it's because from the beginning you had both feet in and he never really had both feet in, and maybe that's why you felt safe to do that. I assume. I don't know. But anyway, I don't like the beginning because the beginning shows me he has partially begun to check out. So that means I'm going to do a mind read. Let's see what's going on and let's see what you can expect. And I can tell you right away, there's been upon several occasions that he has contemplated a connection with someone else. And that is not good. And I don't see that it's because of anything vindictive. I don't see that it's because of anything that, it's not in retaliation. Oh, I can't stand her. Oh, I'm going to get back at her. Oh, I don't see that. I see it more like something clicked. And I have to see what that is. Either he misjudged you or, let's see. Gotta feel it. Just 1 second. Okay. How long ago was it that you got magic involved? So I say magic, and some people get freaked out at the name. It could be a love candle. It can be cord cutting, a jar, a candle. It could be something for protection. It could be, you know, anything that's spiritual, that's more like a ritual. We just say magic in the industry. When was, you know, how long ago was it that you got that part involved? So maybe you did something to sweeten the situation, maybe to bring him closer to you. Okay. Personally, but did you consult with someone that does? How long ago were you involved in magic, dealing with, you know, love, the love subject? Either protection or, you know, bringing you closer or trying to make it work or, you know, anything that's with love. Was it a year ago, half, you know, 6 months ago, 2 weeks ago? It's more of a time question than a guy question. And sometimes people do things themselves and they hire someone, and sometimes they do both, and sometimes they just hire someone. No, no, with you. It's a question about you. When was the last time that you were involved? Because it's coming up. So when was the last time that you were involved in anything magical with love? So either you concocted it yourself and did it, or you paid someone, or both. Okay. Okay. Did you bury it? Did you do it? Is it still, it's still active. So that's why I'm asking. Did you bury it, or did you have someone else do the service for you online, or trying to fine tune where that the root of that is? Okay. Sometimes people. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes if usually a reading is just a reading, but nowadays, you know, if you have a lot of people that like, they'll do like candles on the thing or something. Sometimes they'll try to do a little bit more. Maybe could you have forgotten that you tried something, or maybe you thought it wasn't a big deal. But this talks about something a little bit more than a big deal. This talks about actual, the actual craft. Okay, fair enough. Okay. No, no, no. That's not what I meant, sweetheart, at all. Um, it's it's coming up, you know, and sometimes it's a little bit more rare, but I have had on occasion at least three every season. Three people every season or so. They will go into a shop, or they will buy a certain type of reading with someone, especially if a conversation takes place. And no, yeah, I understand. And a lot of times it can be him too. It could be him too, or it could be someone that he was involved with and they want you out of the picture. That also is a possibility. All right. And there's other things too. There's other things too. I'm going to check, you know, I'm going to check on everything on the spiritual level too, because sometimes if a person experiments with, and I know you haven't, but sometimes it could be him, it could be that he himself has tried to tamper with like anything in the paranormal, or and he has around him a certain type of energy. It could be an ex with you, although from what I remember of his energy, he doesn't seem like the person that would do that. I remember him being a pretty nice guy in the past, for the most part at least. It's okay. No worries, no worries. I'm more focused on the Capricorn, but we'll figure it out. Okay. I see where it's coming from. I see where it's coming from. So I'll address that later because it's one of those like side things. All right. Okay. So the reading begins with him, the Capricorn. And it talks about a situation where he began to see that you, in the beginning at least, or I should say maybe 3 months in, where the things that he learned, this is very Mercury energy, this is very vocal, the things that he learned, it seems like for him it was a little bit overwhelming. So maybe you overshared, but that's kind of weird because if you're already seeing someone and you want to get close, the obvious thing to do is to discuss the whatever it is and get to know each other. So that that sounds logical to me. This talks about the fact that he also has seen you have a change, maybe in the way that you're applying like leadership qualities in your life. So you might have shifted as well. Maybe you didn't notice too much, but you might have seemed more, maybe you got pissed off at something, or maybe you were trying to put your foot down with something and he noticed a change. He noticed that you were first more submissive or more docile. This is a shift. So it's a person, so this is already letting me know that this is almost like on that psychological level. And what I mean by that is this talks about a person kind of not really resonating well or sitting well with certain information, but holding on to that. And then small things that you would do started to completely maybe rub him the wrong way, and he wasn't vocal about it. Well, he could have been at least twice, but not enough. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So we're going to the root of what's caused things. Have you expressed to him recently, I want this, or I'm tired of this, or like when a person just expresses, I don't know how to say it. So let's move on as well. This talks about when a person, has an argument, and that can be around the corner. So that means that there could be something where things escalate, heated, so temper. So maybe you kind of lose your temper a little bit with him because he pushes your buttons, or maybe it's vice versa. In a love reading, people are intertwined, so it could be him or you. This particular situation is, I don't doubt it, because Capricorn men, they figure stuff out on their own and they're not extremely verbal. Saturn is laid back and cold, and they do things on their own time, whereas warmer signs, they are very feisty, very energy, and they talk a lot. So but I'm telling you, I know it's hard to but this began where there was something that you did share that kind of set the pace for his perception of you. So there's the part of him desiring you and starting to like you and want you. But then there's something that he started to put, kind of like an impression together, as you of him, as everybody does with each other, whether it's friends, coworkers, lovers, whatever. This talks about him feeling like he met someone that the weight of what they said was a lot. So I don't know what conversation that could have been, but it left an impression. And things pressed forward, feelings escalated, the relationship moved on, continued. And there's been a couple of times where he has seen a change in you. So a lot has been left to assumption. When people don't speak and they don't communicate enough, or they speak but just on the surface level, or maybe just intimate time, or maybe just basic stuff, and they don't do these deep dive bonds as relationships do, what happens is people are left to fill in gaps. They assume things. They put two and two together in the wrong way. They will observe. It's kind of like this. Let's say that two people have a distance relationship before they meet, and for a really long time they talk on the phone. It is uncanny how when they meet, they're almost like strangers in a way, even though they know so much about each other. But the facial expressions, the way that they pronounce words, it's odd to them. So it's a learning curve to get close again, because it's odd that through the phone they knew each other with emotion or a sigh, or certain verbal cues or expressions that they would know the mood, but they can't match that to a facial expression when they meet in person. So it's kind of like that same oddness where when two people are very involved for a while, but they don't communicate enough. So then what they learn of each other is other tells, other signs, other things. It seems like he assumed a lot. And he just, because he's perceptive and highly intelligent, he, in some ways put together the wrong pieces of information. So he feels like, number one, upon occasion, he feels that there's a sense of fear that, how should I put it? That there's more than meets the eye with you. I'm not saying it's a trust thing. What's very clear in the reading is that most recently, there's been two moments that have been quite pivotal for him, where you showed behavior that is not your norm. So you could have been either pissed off, maybe cynical, maybe you said, okay, I'm doing this, or I'm taking initiative in this, or I'm tired of you not answering me, or there's something where you put your foot down and you seemed more, as authority, saying what you want, and he doesn't understand that, like, out of nowhere. So it's almost like he also tries to avoid confrontation as well. Let me see something else. Yeah. Every time I ask, it's the same thing. There's a sense of fear about something with you and your past. I don't know what that is. We can go back to that. Let me continue and cover some other stuff. He didn't use you physically, because that's one of the things that I look for immediately. You know, was he just trying to have a good time? Was he stringing her along? That's not exactly, that was not his agenda. And it's important because that would be pretty easy, you know. That would be pretty easy to figure out, and quite common. But he seems very intelligent, and he seems very, like, there's a lot of depth to him. He doesn't seem that shallow, like he would do that anyway. So this also talks about the fact that you are aware, or maybe he's aware, that you think deeply about the future together and the relationship. So either you know, he's been aware of things. You must have given some clue, because this is saying one of the love couple, or one of the people in the reading, is aware that the other one is dreaming of more, is wanting more, and the person's aware of it. But this also talks about you being aware of him, not being completely focused in the moment either. So ever hang out with somebody and they're kind of like gone in a way, like their mind is on work, there's a disconnection. And then when you do hang out with somebody and they're giving you their full eye contact and they're very, very intensely in the moment, you can feel that bond. This also talks about when you feel someone's checked out also. So that means that not only were you not communicating enough, but at the same time, reading each other wrong. And also, it's interesting because at the same time you're both spiritual, so he can perceive what you're feeling and not saying as well, just like you can. So that's another level of, I guess, interpersonal communication, social intelligence that is important here. He knew you enough that he'd look at you and he'd know, he could feel the weight of your stare. He could feel the weight of what you want and what you're thinking. And at one point you have indirectly so mentioned some things, because I'm seeing that he's taken note of that. And I don't know if you can recognize where he became, you know, concerned about your past. Oh, hey, Aisha. Yes, I will be doing that soon. Yes, thank you. Now, another thing is, this is a little bit awkward to talk about. I'm very G-rated, and I'm sure you are too, but it's a love reading, so I got to mention some stuff. During smoochy time, there could also, and not only during those times, but like surrounding what leads to those times and things like that. This talks about certain things that also clued a person in on an awkwardness or a difficult time or something to that effect. And that also was added to the impression formed. So this is a guy that, like I said, I see something that I want to ask about. Okay. There's another thing as well. This is more about him. this is difficult. He is a very, I don't know if I would say workaholic. Maybe you could say that about him. He's extremely goal oriented. So he's someone who, his finances, what he wants to do, he strives for a really big goal. And he does want to get married in the future. And he's kind of like putting a lot of his ducks in a row for that. But the thing is, he's already known inside himself. This part is difficult to tell you because it's harsh. But he has, in his own emotional heart, in his own mind, he has planned within himself, he has told himself that he wants to get married. But he knows it's not with you. So here's the part where you would think, wait, so he just used her physically? Are you serious? No, that wasn't his intention, because you could see a jerk a mile away. And if he was like that, I would tell you this guy is garbage. It didn't go like that. I mean, it's not cool what he's doing now, but to be fair, he didn't start that way. Or feel that way at all anyway. It's just that he's determined that he doesn't with you. And that took a while for him to just kind of like realize that within himself. It's kind of like when a guy is not sure about a woman, hypothetically, and his friends ask him, so, you know, what are you going to ask her to marry you? And the guy goes, we'll see. You know, it's going good. You know, I'll cross that bridge later. And then his friends ask him again, you know, so what do you think? You know, you're gonna ask her to marry you? And the guy goes, you know, she's awesome. I just, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I don't think she's the one. I'm not sure yet. That would be how he feels. Whereas if he was using it physically and his friends would ask him, he would say, hell no, I don't want marriage. No, don't put that on me. Don't pin that on me. No, hell no, I don't want that. So see, it's a difference. And one is really cruel from the get-go, and the other one is just something led to that. I do agree with you that a lack of communication has been a poison, because when the beginning of a relationship, you know, starts to unravel, and there are fears and all different awkwardness and, you know, all these nuanced forms of thinking with different subjects, I think when you shed light on it and you lead that person through you know, kind of like give a person a breakdown or a directory. Hey, look, this is what I feel. This is how I am. I think it breaks down a lot of the fear. You know, I'm going to look and see if this can be resuscitated or rescued. I'm going to look into that. As of right now, the feelings are that he's completely, he was completely, you know, into you in many ways, but there was always something that, not always, there's a third month in, there was something that, like a little grain of sand, and then it like collected, and now it's like a big ball of sand, and he has decided that this is not working for me. Okay. And it's not anything that you did in particular. Now, let's talk about the near future. I do see an argument. That's fine. It's part of life. But I do see that the result is someone acting very vain and stingy. So this can be where maybe you protest in a holiday. You know, it's not how you treat a lady, right? You know, there could be something where you see his behavior be selfish and self-centered, because I do see that. And he may accuse you of the same, which I doubt, because you don't really come across as that behavior, but it's possible. There's a sharp tongue behind this person. He does have a very sharp tongue, very judgmental when he's upset. This also talks about a fear, and this might be yours. And I don't, this is where I'm very respectful. I'm not here to trigger anyone or anything like that, but reads are very deep. This talks about a fear of you being afraid of being, how should I say, whole and balanced in the inner self. So when a person, their mental health or their, the way they feel emotionally and mentally, when a person wants sound mind, like a person is saying, I want this and I want to be able to have this balance. So there's like a medical worry. It can be about the body, it can be about the mind, it can be about the psyche. And it's when a person wants to be sound and balanced and they're afraid that they won't. I don't know what that means, but we'll leave it there. This also talks about the fact that there could be someone that surrounds you, like a friend or something, that can kind of provoke in you a pattern of behavior. This talks about when a person acts in a way like if they have a victim mentality. It sounds like such a harsh term, but it's when the effect of someone can have you react that way. Like if you tell them the problem and then they tell you, oh, this and this and this, and they trigger in you a behavior that can kind of set you back. So this is letting you know, be careful how you take in the advice of others, because it can make this relationship more rocky, if you can even call it a relationship. Then comes the part that I thought was kind of like a magical component. At first, when I saw it, I figured, a lot of people tamper with stuff like that, at least in my line of work. And I asked you how long had it been, but I went a little deeper, and I realized that this is your own negative fear kind of crawling in. And it's like, if a person had a bad experience or a trauma or something like that, and all of a sudden it comes back stronger, and it affects them, and it affects the relationship stronger. And it comes from a person that triggers that in you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That it's that someone can trigger you and have you have a bad experience for a little bit emotionally, kind of rustle your feathers, and to let you know that is, in the mist, right? The outcome of this talks about the fact that you are so intuitive that you know the answer. The reading is telling you, and Spirit is telling you, and I'm telling you, you know the answer. This person is not in for the long haul. Your own intelligence and your own thoughts about him are correct. This confirms what you have thought, what you have felt. And despite everything you've been through, you're a person that has a very clear grasp on stuff, and you've known for a while. This tells me that you've known for a while that it just wasn't going to grip and commit and flourish together. It was just going to be, you see something. Yeah, so it's not able to be rescued, the relationship connection. It's drying out. And sometimes that's a good thing, because if a person says, if a person says, oh, Lucy, can you please look in and see, can this be changed? Can we rekindle? Can we fix it? A lot of times it's a couple of little steps, and it can. But then that's worse. You know why? Because then the person is kind of prolonging. In some cases, it's meant to be rescued, but in other cases, it's prolonging what didn't work. In this case, it's a good thing that there's closure. You know why? Because you're able to move on to a fresh new page, one where you won't live through this. This is a learning experience, and I'm not trying to belittle if it hurts or anything. That's not what I mean. But it's more empowering to know that your life is stirring in a fresh new direction and a door is closing that didn't serve you than to stay in something stagnant. Yeah, it's like passing time. I agree with you. Yeah. So, oh, don't worry. Oh, sweetie, no, don't worry. Yeah, readings are scary for some people, and I understand. It's the spirit world telling you the future, and people are like, "Oh my God, no, no!" But I'll be very delicate, and I will help you with everything I can. Okay. Do you have any concerns? Let me. While you think of anything, Kyla, let me ask something important to put a positive spin on things. Okay. I thought to ask if someone new was entering your life soon, and the answer is not soon, which in a way is fine. It lets me know that you're either going to stay a little bit involved with him and kind of see where it goes. Drastic is not necessary in this case. But a lot of times, when a person's energy is very involved in someone else, it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit to, burn that off. You said, it doesn't hurt. I've always known. Yes, I liked him, but never felt real. Okay. I mean, I still feel bad because it was still a connection, and you deserve that, a beautiful connection, and you tried, and you deserve that. But I'm also happy that you feel so strong about it. Yeah, probably you're anticipating the argument. Yeah, it could be because tempers can flare, and maybe that, again, your own intuition. Yeah, definitely. I could see why you were preventing it because knowing it's not going to be permanent or marriage or anything like that or engagement, that doesn't, or any kind of commitment, that wouldn't make you cancel. Because, what would make you cancel is this weird feeling that, there could, yeah. You mean the argument is what you're saying? You said, like, spiritually, is this intense bad feeling something to think about? You mean, like, should you worry that you're going to argue is what you're asking me? Or am I misunderstanding you? No? Okay, go ahead, sweetheart. Clarify for me. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Okay. Yeah, so the feeling that you have is that you would have an ending in the relationship. So there's two ways to end. Endings are bad because if not, nothing would end. But there's two ways to end this type of scenario, situationship kind of thing. One is just distance, and you call each other less and less and less, and then the next thing you know, one of them calls the other one, and the other one says, "Oh, I'm involved now," and then that's it. Something like that. Or they verbalize, "Hey, I need some space. I'm gonna kind of see what I focus on." Okay. Or the really bad one, where two people argue and it gets really ugly. Yeah. It is good right now, in a way. You've entered, well, right now, it's good at a superficial level. It's good because you're in the rhythm of dealing with each other in the same rhythm that you have when it's the the vocals and the exchange of dialogue and that the relationship dynamics, the way they're playing out. But when you look at what's being suppressed inside, you want to know if he'll commit, and he knows he's not. So it's kind of complicated, but somewhere in there, it's like a pressure cooker. And at some point, there's going to be a button that's pressed. And I think that is what you're worried about, is that the ending could come more abrupt. Yeah. What is your sign? Are you a Pisces, or I forgot your sun's sign? Aries? Okay. There's a lot of things going on astrologically, so I was just, perhaps it's something going on in your chart that's triggering. That also affects a lot of things too emotionally in people's lives. So I was just saying, but yeah, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong in what you feel. Things are good right now because you haven't argued with each other, and you have a comfortability where if you talk to each other, it's nice and that's it. But then there's what the person feels inside. And also you got to realize the end of the year for most cultures, there's just this feeling of a new year starts a fresh page of goals. That's just common. And at the end of the year, it's very family oriented. It's very couple oriented. Jewelry stores sell more engagement rings. A lot of weddings happen in the spring, but a lot of them happen in winter. You have just the entire society. It's about dinners. It's about family. It's about getting together. It's in the back of people's minds, and it's a high pressure point sometimes with, a man that wants to sow his oats and get married, and you want to know where this is headed. Yeah, there's a lot that's unspoken that's very real. And there's also a lot of awkwardness and a lot of things unsaid. I would say that I agree with you because I see this argument and I see this, stressful experience verbally. I can see why you feel that you're prolonging it, because it doesn't match the right now, but it matches something that you feel is already going to happen. And it doesn't have to be a big deal. It's just that it's going to end. So I do see that there's going to be, in some way, shape, or form, the chapter closes. Go ahead. Not a problem, sweetheart. Usually I cut it off right at the 20 minutes, but I haven't heard from you in a while, so that's okay. I understand. Can you describe what you mean by shame? Because shame in its connotation, or I should say denotation, is very clear. But how do you mean by it? Do you mean like socioeconomically? Do you mean like acceptance with his family? Is it because of your income? Like, in what way do you mean that he feels that, so that I can? Because I'm getting a yes, but it can be with finances, and it sounds weird how I'm saying it. I promise it's not exactly how I'm saying it. That's why I'd rather. So there's a financial kind of twist to all of this. Let me explain what I mean by that. This is a person that his mother, maybe even his father, but his mother, and a certain expectation was something that was pumped into him growing up. And the expectation that he feels long term is something that he wants to show the family. So in that particular case, the fact that you don't fit, not because of what you looked like in the beginning or anything like that, because in the beginning you did fit that category. But what became later, I just don't see you involved with his mom, close, you know, a bit estranged, a bit separate. I don't think you fit what, you know, you're not really close to his family. Whereas if he's going to have an engagement, I think, yeah, there would be more of that. So how close would you say you are with his family? So in that regard, because you have not fit into the part. So shame of, you know, anything intimate, that's what lovers do anyway. That wouldn't shame him. Maybe it shames you because you have a very delicate emotional relationship with intimacy. Okay. Yeah. So he's not going to be ashamed of anything intimate because he just sees that as physical love, and that's what lovers do. But you have a very different perception of that. Right. Right. That's why I figured. That's why I said to you, when you ask that word, the answer is yes, but it's yes because of a meaning that yes, but it's a meaning that you're not, you know, you don't mean that. It's not where the way you see it. The yes of the shame is not exact direct shame, but it is shameful because he doesn't want to be seen by his family like someone who just has a tryst or rendezvous with someone. He wants to know, you know, he would want the person that he's dating to play a role, to be vocal, and people to recognize, oh, how's Kyla? Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Are you coming over for the holidays? An involvement. It's, you know, it's kind of like that final piece of the puzzle when they're ready to engage, you know, engagement or something like that, or like a committed boyfriend, girlfriend. And you didn't play that part. You stayed at the mistress level, right? So in that particular case, he's not ashamed of you or what you do, but he's ashamed because it didn't play out correctly the way that he is going to do when he has a spouse. And that's partially because you also decided to go that route too. Because if you would have said the first or second date, you know, am I gonna introduce you to your family? Would you like to meet my family? That's standard, you know, traditional. And then that's when he, you know, yeah. So, but as far as the shame of anything like that, I think that comes from you, the way that you feel about it, because you have your own skewed perception of that theme because you've been through a lot with that theme. And I think that that's your own stress that you put on it, but that's not how he sees it. That in itself. It's more the role of not meeting the family, the involvement, and that it became just that. That is the part that's, yeah. That's why I always tell women, when you meet a guy that you like and you're very, very, a lot of chemistry together, you got to start having boundaries, because if not, it can unfold to be something that it shouldn't be. And very quickly, you could be seen as the nice, classy lady, and then the next thing you know, you're seen as, the shady lady. And, that's why boundaries are so important. And that's when the guy's like, oh, no, she won't allow that. I gotta do it right with her. I can't. And that's how it is, because if not, it can easily. So the next time you meet someone that's you really, really like, that boundary should be there, because then that will, teach him to That's a boundary he's got to respect. That's really what happened. But in all of that, that didn't ruin things at all. It's just other things did. I believe what damaged it was the lack of communication. Honestly. And the fact that things needed to be addressed properly. Like, if you can share the closeness of skin to skin, you can share the closeness of heart to heart. And if two people do the skin part very easily, it takes more guts to address the heart first, you know? Yeah. So don't let this get you down. This is just, you know, it is what it is. I'm glad you have a strong attitude about it. You're right about the argument, but, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to be fine. And you're going to move on from this and be in a better place. But it'll be a little bit. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Hey, Miss Nervous. How can I help you? You poor thing. I feel so bad for you. What do you mean you're nervous? Oh, have a happy holiday, Kyla. I'm sorry I forgot to say that to you. Hey, Hazel, I'm ready for your reading, sweetheart. What would you like me to concentrate on? Not a problem, but let me see what comes up naturally. Have I ever read for you before, Hazel? Is this your first reading with me? I think it is, isn't it? You seem new. Okay, so the way I operate is I'm a real psychic. I don't just play one on TV. No, I'm kidding. 80s joke, never mind. Anyway, you never want to tell a real psychic the information. Let's see what comes up first. You will have plenty of time to tell me what you need. You could tell me the story, you could fill me in, not a problem. But let me see what comes up first, okay? All I need you to tell me is, this is a love reading. Just tell me who I'm reading about. Is it an Aries? Is it a Sagittarius? Is it whatever? Is it a Taurus? Just tell me who I'm reading about. Like, am I checking on your energy together? Do you have like a specific question? One question, and then let me see the story that happens. Okay? You have a question? A specific question? Like, who am I reading on? Or you're probably typing. Oh, I'm sorry. Give you a chance to type. Uh-oh. Are you still there? Did she get disconnected? Okay, not a problem. Let's figure it out. All right. I'm going to start off with a dice reading. Okay, give me a second. So this is on All right. First things first, let me go ahead and read this. Okay, it's 7 dice, and then I'll get into the tarot. This is strange. This is like the first thing. It's very, 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 very weird. Let me. I'm gonna say a lot of things out loud. Give me a second. There'll be times for you to clarify for me. But it takes me a minute to put the puzzle together because this is really weird. Okay, so number one, I see more than one male in this situation. So there's one in the past that still in some kind of way stayed interested. So that's probably doesn't matter to you. That's fine. When it comes to in love, it seemed like the about it seemed like there was a time he felt it very intense. It seems like that's not. There's something stopping the feelings. There's something emotional that has stopped what he's feeling. This can be an issue, an argument. It can be something where a person, they're very drastic with their feelings. Because I'm upset, I'm not allowing this kind of thing. They're kind of, which when they push their feelings aside. This can also have been a story with his ex. I will look into what this is, but it's just odd to me that this comes up. And I also see that there's something forming a wedge between you and him. A lot of times it's when people get together, then they break up, and then they get back together again. But there's something kind of like toxifying and delaying this love connection. So yeah, I would say your initial question is you want to know if you're really going to have something in the future. The way things look now, if something's not fixed and addressed, the answer would be no. But we're going to still look, okay? Let's see what the problem is. There's definitely a lot of drama there. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. And just to make sure you, okay, yeah. Okay. But there's a reason why. Let's find out why. I could see that 1 minute there was intensity, and then there's been this purposeful separation of this. Yeah, that's why I said it could be an ex. There's something there is something that showed up in the past. So okay, let me reiterate. In your past, there showed a man that still to this day had still some interest, but it seemed like nothing's being done about that. So it seems quieted. It seems like maybe an ex looks at your stuff online from the past, or maybe every now and then he thinks about you. So it's not active. It's not like a concern, but it did trickle in there somewhere in the past. I saw that with the Aquarius, you know, it seemed like something has to be corrected or fixed or addressed. This is when a person takes their passion and their emotion, and there's like this wedge, this distance. And a lot of times, like I said, it can be an ex. Yeah, we'll figure it out, because if it doesn't get addressed, I would say the answer would be no. But let's find out what it is. Okay, check this out. Are you ready? I'm still not finished with the reading. We have a lot to cover. I still have to get into his feelings deeper. Okay? But I have a solution for you already. I'm the kind of reader that I don't know who else does this. I only know my own style. But a lot of times I'll see the person stressed out, and instead of making them wait 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever the hell it is, I tell them the answer right away so that they don't have to have their heart in their throat. But you got to be patient, because there's going to be more things that I have to tell you. But I'm going to tell you the big punchline. Can he fall in love with you? Yes. I'm a love specialist. I'm telling you, this man can fall in love with you. What is the problem right now? This is a hard one to tell you. 2 months ago, he saw something of his ex-girlfriend, and they were spicy looking pictures. So that doesn't mean that she took her garments off and publicly. That's not what I'm saying to you. I'm saying that he must have seen her with some kind of outfit that, to women, we would look at it like, oh, okay, she's dressed up nice for a night out. But to a guy, if she's wearing certain kind of cuts or certain clothing, to him it's spicy. Where we would just judge it like, oh my gosh, brown doesn't go with blue. What are you doing? Oh, that's black lace. Okay. You see? So to women, she was just dressed like nice, but to him, it was like really attractive. He saw something. It sparked in him a desire. He misses her. He wants to be with her physically. She's not having it. I didn't check too much on what she's willing to do with him, or what they're about. I see they ended, and I see that he wants her back, but she doesn't. In fact, I feel that she's already starting something with someone else. Now, why do I say that he can, he's angry, he's upset, not at you. at the situation because he wants her back, because he's still attracted to her and he's into her, because when they were together, he wasn't too fair. He wasn't, she wouldn't have gotten rid of him if she's the one that walked away. You know that, right? You know that old saying, he wants what he can't have? So she became more desirable because she got rid of him or closed the door, essentially, and he wasn't ready. It's not like they were arguing and arguing and arguing and he was over it and stressed out and she was stressed out and he said, go fly a kite, and she said, no, you go fly a kite, and that's it. Right. That is very disrespectful. Right. I agree with the twin brother. And the twin brother might like you because that's very chivalrous of him to say that. When I read for 3 sets of twin men, twin brothers, 3, and they're all identical. No, I'm sorry. One of them is a fraternal set. It's very interesting. When a guy tells the girl, oh, why did he do that to you? That's so disrespectful. And he defends you a little bit. He thinks you're cute. He thinks, but when he just doesn't say much and he's like, oh, I'm sorry that happened. I'm so sorry, sweetie, or something like that, and comforts you minimally, but has his bros back. That's cool. That's normal behavior. The fact that he was like, how can he do that so disrespectful? He thinks you're pretty. Anyway, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you. Yes, most probably. But you have to be careful, because if you think, and here's where you have to, I'm going to ask you to trust me. Okay. I know you don't know me, but don't think that twin brothers don't talk to each other about stuff. Believe me, that the brother may seem like he's the one that has this secret with you and that's it. And in a way, he tells his brother a little bit of stuff, not behind your back, like saying, oh, look what Hazel said. No, he's not in like a gossipy way, but they're brothers. And one might say to him, bro, why are you doing that? Like, what's your problem? Like, why are you doing that? Like, what's up? What, she told you? Yeah. Why did she tell you that shit? Yeah. Yeah. And it's not everything like, it's not everything like the way he talks to you. I'm sure there's a couple of things when you talk to him, Julian's brother, I'm pretty sure that it's, the way that he tells you is really just with you. But the way he tells his brother is not going to be like a gossipy way. Oh, she told me this and this and that. No, he complains to him. Like, what's your problem? Like, why'd you do that to her? That's so rude. Like, he'll bitch at him, and he'll be like, oh man, stay out of my business, whatever, because I wanted to. Oh man, I don't know why you do that to people, So they do bicker with each other. And it's funny, like they get along and they have each other's back, but there's times where one won't agree with the other one's behavior and they criticize each other a lot. So I have found that twins are like that. Twin guys are like that. Twin girls are different, but twin guys, yes, is very much like that. So are they fraternal or identical? They're fraternal, aren't they? Fraternal means they look different. Like they're twins, but one can be tall, the other one can be short, one can be brunette, the other one can be blonde. Are they fraternal, or are they like identical where they almost seem like the same person? Like a Xerox copy of each other. Right. Fraternal, right? Fraternal. When you said yes, they are. Okay, so they're fraternal twins. Yeah. Okay, so even more so. So here's the thing. Julian's brother is attracted to you. All right? Um let me see something a minute. Yeah. Julian's brother is attracted to you. From my understanding, I don't believe at this time he has a girlfriend. Okay? He's not going to ask you out because brothers don't do that. It's not okay because obviously the other one's involved with you. But the other one, low key, wants you, you know? But that's his brother's turf, and it's not going to be like that, right? Like, it's not. It would have to be that you and Julian end, and maybe like 6 months go by or a year, and maybe after that, something can start with you guys. But right off the bat, brothers are not going to do that. Now, the next thing, but he is attracted to you. So I have a solution for you, but you have to, I'm not saying you have to follow what I say. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to give anybody orders. You do what you feel you have to do. It's your life. But you're asking me for love advice, right? Based on spirituality and from my knowledge. And I'm trying to tell you that there is a possibility that Julian can fall in love with you, but you can't wait. This is very time sensitive. You have a guy that has been very involved with you with smoochy, skin to skin. Okay. You guys have been, to the bakery. Okay. And then you have this guy that recently had this kind of like, reawakened obsession with the girlfriend. So that means that you became a rebound. You didn't start off as a rebound, you became a rebound. And sometimes Aquariuses do that. Sometimes, okay? That means that you have to quickly, hypothetically, not literally, hypothetically, smack reality into that shit and say to him, that you're not going to continue to see him in that way, but you don't want to say it like that. You want to wait for him to call you up. So my suggestion is you don't answer his text for a little bit. You play hard to get. You don't be rude. Only sweetness, kindness, respectfulness. Don't talk to the brother, and don't talk to him for just a little bit. And that's not the brother. You're not going to see anything rude. The brother won't know why you're not answering. And if you see that the brother David tries to talk to you a little bit more, just say one word sentences like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've just been really busy. Thank you though, have a happy holiday," or something nice, but you don't want to get into any discussion. And you want to delay in your answer to David. With Julian, you're going to wait for him to call you and say, "Hey, I miss you. You want to hang out?" Obviously, he wants to go to the bakery. I know, but you got to hear me out, right? You want to change. You want a solution. So you got to hear me out. So let's say, because from this moment forward is a fresh chapter. Don't worry about the past. Worry about right now. So you wait for Julian. So David, you're going to treat really nice, but you're going to change. He's going to be concerned. "Hey, are you okay?" And then you're going to delay the answer. And then you're going to say something to him like, "Oh, thank you so much. Yes, just really busy." Or "I'll talk to you soon, working," or something like that. "Thank you so much," or "Have a happy holiday." You don't want him to feel hurt or offended, but you do want to be very Kind of like where he's like, okay, I'm not upset. She's not rude, but she's different. You want to be different. Okay. With Julian, you have a different goal. You wait for Julian to call you up, to text you. He probably texts you first. So he's going to text you. I don't know if it's Snapchat or DM, whatever. Let's say that he texts your phone and he's like, hey, what's up? And you don't answer. And then he does it again. Hey, what's going on? We're gonna hang out Friday? Whatever. And you don't say anything. And then when he's like, bro, are you gonna answer me or what? Then that's when you say, oh, I'm sorry. I was really busy. Yeah, we can. And then that's when you arrange to see him, but you don't. You just act like normal. And then when he goes into like kissy or whatever, that's when you say that you feel like you just you wanted to tell him that you feel like being friends is the thing you should here on out, that's how you should, because you don't want to get in the way of anything, and that you're not going to deal with that. That's one way. Exactly. He double texts you because he wants to see you. So you can either wait to see him and tell him like that, which is hard. I don't recommend it that way. It's better if you do it through text, where he asks you like 2 times, hey, are we going to hang out? Hey, you're not answering me. Hey, what's up? And then you finally answer the next day and you say, sorry, I was really busy. Okay, so that's it. Okay. So then you say, I'm sorry, I'm really busy. And then he's like, no, like, what's up? What's up? Talk to me. So when you see that he wants you to talk to him, that's when you say that you don't have time anymore to listen about him and the ex, and that you're over it. Okay? You keep telling me about the past. I'm talking about the future now, because he's going to reach out to you again. Okay? So once he does that, that's what I'm trying to tell you, that you put your foot down, but not in a rude way. You tell him when he reaches, you wait. You wait for him to reach out to you, and you wait for him to double text you, triple text you, whatever. And you're not going to answer right away. And when you do, it's going to just be, oh, I'm so sorry, I was busy. Sorry about that. Something really nice. Okay, just something simple. Oh, at work, or talking with my dad, busy. He's helping me with my car. Something silly like that, simple. And you delay another day. Then the next day, hey, you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. And then the next time again, what's up? You're not talking to me anymore? No, I am. I just, you wait for him to get to a point where he's like, come on, what's wrong with you? I thought, we were friends, like, what's going on? And then you say to him, no, it's just, I can't do it anymore. What? I'm sorry. I just can't deal with stories about the ex anymore. Yeah. No, ignoring him might hurt the situation, because what's going to happen is you're going to start an argument. You're going to ruin the connection. That's when women try to do that, and then the guy blocks her, and then they get into a fight, and then you're desperate trying to find out, oh my God, when is he going to text? Oh my God. Don't do that. Don't do that. Keep it very sneaky, very smart, very sweet. Men like sweet. But you're going to put your foot down, and you're going to say, you're going to wait, and you're going to very sweetly say, when he says, come on, like, well, what's up? What's wrong with you? You don't even talk to me anymore. Did I do something? You got to wait for him to say that, because you're going to buy the time and say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy, or sorry, I was at work, or oh my God, I can't, I was helping my mom with something. Little things. And then he'll miss you one more day, but there's no fight. Then another day you say something else that's, then he's not mad. There's no fight. He just misses you and he just wants to, talk to you. So he's going to go crazy trying to reach you. And the brother might say, hey, you okay? You might have both of them talking to you. You don't want to cause a fight. You don't want to stir the waters. It hurts you. You don't want to be hurting and missing him and ruining a chance with him. You don't want that. That's to ignore is to cause a war. You don't want the war. You want smart. So when he gets to that point where he's missing it, he's probably going to have the brother call you, hey, you okay? Like, what's up? And you're going to have both of them text you. And again, just nice stuff. And then they're going to be talking about what's wrong with her. She's different. Has she talked to you? No, she hasn't talked to me. She just told me she was busy. Yeah, she's acting weird. So, they're going to try to figure you out. So then when Julian says to you the words, you don't talk to me anymore, and he will. You don't talk to me anymore. Like, what's up? I thought we were friends. I don't even see you anymore. Come on, what's wrong with you? And that's when you say, can I be honest with you? Very sweet. Yeah, I decided I can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. What? And I said, no more talking about the ex. I'm not okay with that. I'm sorry. Find someone else to do that. I can't. And, obviously you want to be with her and I wish you good things. Okay. I have to go. Obviously I still consider you my very good friend. And I wish you good things, but I have to go now. I'm sorry. Click. And that way, if you ever need to call him, he'll answer. You didn't burn a bridge. You look good. You look classy. You didn't start a fight with him, but you put your foot down. So then that's it. That's going to end that conversation. He's going to try to come back 1,000 times. Don't answer it. Then ignore him. But you're going to ignore him not with an ugly fight going on, because you're going to say nice things to end the conversation. He's going to sit and think about that. He's going to talk to his brother about that. His brother's going to give him a shitload. Do you blame her? Do you blame her? What the hell do you want her to do, man? So then he's going to miss you. He's going to miss you. And then all of a sudden, you become the ex-girlfriend. He's going to see you, and I suggest you post really cute pictures of yourself in a hot outfit or pretty shoes or whatever the hell you wear. I'm sure you have really good outfits and really ugly outfits. Just wear something really, really pretty. Be seen really pretty. Do your makeup, do everything, okay? Let him see you and then let him miss you and wonder about you. He's going to go crazy waiting for you until the point where he starts pursuing you. And you're going to act like the ex because you're not going to give him the time of day for a while. And I'm telling you, he's going to pursue you. And when he does, you're not going to smoochy right away. You're going to make him wait 1 or 2 or 3 more dates till it burns in his heart, until he is really crazy about you. And then that's when you say, I don't know. And you give him a little while, maybe 2 months of going crazy, trying to, oh my God, I don't know what I was thinking. I miss you so bad. And that's when you be very careful and you take baby steps. I'm telling you, he's going to be after you. You will be his girlfriend. But you got to do it right. No war, no anything. The first thing I checked in this is, can he fall in love with you? Absolutely, yes, he can. You've got to be the one that got away, that he's gonna regret. You got to make him feel that. Okay? No ignoring, no blocking. No war, no nothing. Just classy, mysterious, put your foot down. He sees you as very pretty, but you're lowering yourself every time that you are with him and he's telling you about the ex. Oh, honey, don't put up with that, because you will never have it stop. You will become the friend with benefit girl that he uses for kisses and blah, blah, blah. You do not want that. Now you have the time to save this situation, put your foot down and have power. Get your power back. And yeah, that's all I can tell you. And I hope they see you in some kind of, social media where you look really pretty. Don't do that too much, because when you block someone in a love relationship that you are obviously into him, you become more vulnerable. You're more powerful if you don't do the blocking thing. Yeah. And he does it on purpose to toy with you. He's angry. He's upset. He's immature. Let me just tell you right there. He's immature. And because he's immature, he is upset that the girl that he liked got rid of him. So now he found another really cute one, and instead of, I'm telling you, you're not going to get your power back until you know. All right. So I suggest that any kind of love magic or anything like that, I suggest you don't do any of that. What it does is it can really mess up any potential future that you have. Don't get into that. You know, I'm you could do whatever you want, but I'm just saying, since I'm a magical practitioner, I don't recommend anything with magic. Your own, your own attraction that he feels for you. If you set the right pace from here on out, from today on forward, you have the power in your own hands to influence the situation. If you do want something for extra attraction, which you have plenty, but if you do want a little of that, hit me up when you are in the stage of you have both of them reaching out to you, and you've already told him the conversation of and you could tell that he misses you, and he's trying to talk to you, and he's going crazy missing you. When that is that, let me know, and I can make a little something to send you to give things like a super blast. Okay, so he could just be drooling over pictures, which I'm not saying that you're not pretty enough for that. That's not what I mean. But magic should be, you won't, I don't think you should anything at all, but if you did, it's something very light, just for evoking desire right at the right spot, because he's gonna once that carries through, his own natural infatuation with you will take hold. But again, you don't need anything like that, but just don't get into any thick stuff with anything, because you can really mess with the energy that naturally is there. Okay. All right. So I do feel that a great deal of fear you could be having because you feel you're going to be conned or lied to, kind of when a guy's lying and stuff. You're afraid of that. You're afraid of, him doing that to you. There is a woman showing up in the reading that can give you very good advice. So I don't know, they might be a Virgo. So this could be maybe your mom or a female that is older than you that you trust. And this talks about empowerment. One of the best things that you can do is, so if you, have you ever lent him money or bought him nice things? Have you ever been very romantic with gifts and stuff for him? Okay. Do you know, have you been buying him like, have you like bought him any kind of like gifts or anything like that with your money, like hard-earned money? Okay. Because this is saying you shouldn't. If you bought it and you haven't given it to him, you should return it. I know it sucks because I know you have feelings for him and I know that you really are starting to love him. And I know that Christmas is coming and you would feel bad not doing it. But he's not in any position to deserve a gift. The more you are physical with him, the more you buy him gifts, the more you pamper and talk to him when he answers you that way and tells you the stories of other women, the more you're saying, perfect. I allow this. You don't want to allow that. You want to stop that immediately. If you already did, then you did. But don't do it again. Right now you're going to be, you want to become the woman that you want him to see you the way he sees the ex. Which at one point he did, at the very, very, very beginning. Right. So the reading is saying don't. Okay? Because I see it here. I see that this is, that's why I asked you about gifts, because I'm like, oh, I don't know what she's going to buy him. Better not be no Xbox handheld or some shit. It's like $500. No, seriously. Don't. You do what you want, but you are condoning his behavior. So if you had a daughter and the daughter was dating a guy that was treating her exactly like Julian is to you, the first thing you would tell her is, are you kidding me right now? Get the hell out of that situation. Like, no, erase him right now. No, right? So why would you already, Yeah, it only until he deserves it. If you do the right steps in empowering yourself, oh, hey, Perry, how are you? Nice to meet you. If you do the right steps to empower yourself, you're not going to be in this situation very long. So, okay, let's see. We are early December. By late January, you could have this whole thing turned around. But you got to have your A game on, You got to be serious and get your Riz back, because what the hell is this, Okay. If he sees you as too easy, then he's going to put you in a category where you're just a friend with benefits. You don't want that. And you have a small amount of time for you to switch this around, because he thinks you're attractive, he desires you. But because he's distracted by the ex, all you need is to distract him. Okay, so I'm just saying. Give me 1 second. The reading doesn't close. That means there's something else you need to know. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Give me 1 second, sweetie. You said, no, they don't have anything. He wants to be with her. He wants to be with her. If he was with her and he was hooking up with her and they were still seeing each other in any way, he wouldn't be on the phone with his sister. Yeah, that is true. It's going to be a short time from now where she's going to obviously make it known. But give me 1 second, because I'm getting some information for you before the reading closes, and I'm trying to figure out what time frame. Give me a second. So I always address what the client wants. I give a complete answer, but sometimes the reading doesn't end because the client, that they're like when it gets into, like, it goes from a deep love reading to what do I need to know. And if there's something that you really need to know about your job or family or something like that, there's something we need to find out before the reading closes. It doesn't close yet. That means there's something you need to know. So give me 1 second. You know everything. You have everything you need to know about the Julian. I say you have a chance for him to fall in love with you. I think this is a time-sensitive situation. You have to address it. You have to have a game plan, and you can turn this around and be very successful with him. But I suggest, although, FYI, there's something complicated in your future in a good way. You see, Julian is immature. So that means that when you finally land him as your boyfriend, you got to be careful, because he's the type of person that a couple months later, he might try to make you jealous, or he might try to flirt with somebody, and then that's not going to make you happy as his girlfriend. So he's the type of guy that for now in his life, that's why the ex got rid of him, because of his stupid behavior. It doesn't mean you're going to be super, super, super happy with this guy. It's just that this reading is looking into, do you have a chance to turn this around? Can he fall for you? Is he going to focus on you? So we looked at that. I didn't go deep, 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 like what would it be like when you're his girlfriend, because you're not his girlfriend yet. Once you become his girlfriend and you want to find out what the future holds with you as a couple, you got to get there. It's like a person saying, oh, am I going to be successful if I become an astronaut? And my question is, have you even started your first day of school? No, I have 8 years to go before I become one. Okay, why don't you ask me in 8 years? People want to, like, no, you don't use readings to cheat life. You gotta take life in sections. Okay, anyway, let me figure this out, because this is mentioning another guy. Okay, there's another guy that's interested in you, and it's not the twins, because one really is into you, but he won't admit it, and the other one can't say anything, but he likes you. This is another guy. Okay, give me a second. Okay, there's going to be a, yeah. So there's going to be a guy that's interested in you, and he's going to flirt with you, and when he flirts with you, he's going to be cute. So when he flirts with you and he shows his interest, you should not shut that down. So that means if you're in the middle of a game plan where you have David trying to find out how you are, and you have Julian trying to, like, starts becoming upset, like fixated on you and calling you and after you and, everything like that. And you're still trying to work that angle, right? Because that's going to take a little bit. A new guy's going to come into the picture, and, oh, thank you so much, Orion. Thank you. A new guy's going to come into the picture, and he is going to be attracted to you and he's going to flirt with you. The advice of the reading is for you not to shut that down. We don't know at this point with the reading that I've done now. My focus is on the next thing to happen, but it could very well be that we already know a new guy's coming into the picture, whether you like it or not. There's going to be somebody that really likes you. And it would be interesting if he became your boyfriend because he treated you the right way, he looked in a way that you liked, the attraction was there, and the next thing you know, when Julian's interested in you, you're already in love with the new guy, and then Julian's interested in you, and then you know that you're not going to gamble a great situation with him because Julian, maybe 3 months into it, might, cheat or something like that. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see how it's going to unfold. But Julian is an option for you. And I'm not saying you have to forget about it. I'm seeing it as it can be successful depending on how you play your cards. No pun intended. But there is another guy showing up. And this guy's energy with you right now, you don't care because it's like you don't know him. But when you meet him and you guys hit it off, you're going to care a lot. So let me see what's going on. Okay, so the message was when the new guy that you find cute and he finds you pretty and he flirts with you, don't close that door. Keep it open. That's the message. All right, now one more second. Okay, so I have another thing to tell you. Julian is going to, at some point in the future, in the near future, in this situation that we're talking about, where you want to stop this stupidity, you want to stop being his friendly benefit, you want to change this around, you want to shot with him, and he needs to come to his maturity fast. There's going to be a situation where yes, they are. I offer 3 free card readings on TikTok. I start my stream on there first, but I only fulfill my readings on YouTube because every word, you cannot say Instagram on TikTok. You can't say YouTube. You can't say link in bio. You can't say click on my shop. It's crazy, the censorship. But they're really good with traffic. So I do get on there and I do a lot of free crystal ball readings, or I'll do 3 cards, for people to try me out, and I like helping people. But my readings are $25 and up. And they're more detailed, but I am always happy to give 3 card answers for people. Okay, sweetie, you can always meet me on there, but if you ever buy a reading, I'm going to fill it on here. Okay. All right, sweetheart. Thank you. And happy holidays. Okay. So one more thing, Hazel. Julian is going to, at some point during your game plan, he's going to show up at your house or your job. And that's going to be difficult because he's sneaky. He's very sneaky. And, when he gets in his brain that he wants to see you, he's going to go see you. And you have to be ready to continue your game plan and not be in a comfortable, do not let the control happen. So don't answer the door, or if he decides to, if he decides to go see, you'll feel it right before it happens, because you'll be able to feel through the texts when he's like, hey, you're not answering me, what's wrong? And then the brother asks you, hey, what's going on? And you're like, no, I'm just busy. And then, like that, like little thing, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, you know what, she's not answering me, and she's not, my brother's not getting the answer from her. Yeah, shit, I'm gonna go drive over there, I'm gonna see what she's up to. Yeah, I want to see her. So when he does that, you'll feel it, like you'll feel like, when you'll anticipate it, because you know through text, like his words, like the weight of how he feels. So just by knowing him, and if he decides to show up, you got to maintain that same composure. You have to continue to be like, oh no, you're going to be in that mode of, oh yeah, well, listen, I really appreciate that you came by, but I am busy. I really would have appreciated the call first, because I'm in the middle of stuff and I'm very busy, but I will call you later. But what are you talking about? What are you doing? I'm doing stuff, and I would appreciate if you respect me. I appreciate that you came by, but I have to go now. Thank you. Okay, damn. Like, okay, bye. Okay, bye. You're not going to be rude. You're going to be hard. No means no. And you're going to be very, very classy and very correct, but no means no. I'm busy. I'm sorry. Thank you for stopping by, but I appreciate a phone call next, because I'm in the middle of stuff. Well, what are you doing? Well, I'm helping my dad with something important. Okay, thank you. And just leave it like that. And that's it. And you're not rude, but you have a boundary. And you're not going to accept anymore the ex talk, or a girl, or whatever. Not happening. So sorry. Yes. If you change your actions, he will change his actions. You cannot sit there talking to the brother, and which he's a nice guy. You can't keep doing this whole charade that you're doing, this whole like role that you're playing. No, it's belittling you. It's demeaning. No more. He's going to change, because he's going to miss you. He's going to feel like he doesn't have any control or power over you, where he feels now, oh, she's into me. Oh, she's crazy about me. I could just call her and she'll be with me. Haha. I'm pissed off. I want to vent. I'm just going to call her and tell her about so-and-so. It's fine. That's not okay. Hell no. When you change, he'll change. And you will change by putting your foot down and giving him, the responding, the time, the distance, all that, okay? So all the things that I said. And then and then what's going to happen is he's going to build his desire for you, because you're not going to be available anymore. You're not going to be available, and he's going to be missing you and not being able to talk to you, because that's what makes the ex so desirable. It's that he can talk to the sister, but the ex is living her life, and he's not able to control it, and he's not able to just call her up and say a bunch of things because he's pissed off at her. She does not allow it. So that's it. And that's why she's untouchable. She's this on a pedestal. Now you're going to be on a pedestal, because now he can't vent to you anything else anymore. And you're going to be the pretty one that he can't talk to, that he can't see, that he can't date, that he can't go smoochies with. Nothing. You're going to be the one that he's wondering, what is she doing? Oh God, she looked so pretty last Saturday. Oh my God, she was so pretty. Why did I do that? God, I miss her so much. God, I should. Sorry. Sit and wait, idiot. La, 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 la. And you're just going to do your thing. Okay? And you're just going to, but you can't give in. And then slowly he's going to try to be really sweet and really respectful. And that's when you're going to slowly Allow him little bits of your time. And if he F's up, oh, that's it. Click. I gotta go. I'm not into this. I'm sorry. And then you make him wait 3 weeks. No, wait, oh my God, wait, I can't. And then little by little, and he's going to pursue you. But you have to play the part. And the reading is also saying that someone else is coming into your life. Today, your focus is Julian, and that's fine. You have work to do with that. But there's another guy coming in that you can't block. Well, I mean, you could do whatever you want in your life, but I'm saying, since you're looking for love energy, and I see that there's a potential suitor that's very good, that's going to be interesting in your life too, because that's a benefit for you. But you'll cross that bridge when you get there. That's okay. That's okay. I know. He is a immature man who has an ex, and he messed up with her because he's immature. He upset her. She got tired of it. He wasn't ready for her to do that, and she did. And she acted snobby because she's entitled to. And she doesn't give him the time of day. She's moving on, and he's bitter about it. I know. You'll see. You gotta, be patient. It's all gonna unfold, but you gotta stay positive. You can't live your life falling in love with him and worried about him, because the more you allow yourself to be in his beck and call, like his puppet, you don't want to do that. Cut the puppet strings. My suggestion is that the new guy that is really cute, and you're gonna like him, and he's gonna find you really cute and everything else, and he's gonna flirt with you and be interested in you. You should go for that one, and then make Julian regret you. But if you're still into him, I guess you cross that bridge when you get there, and you'll figure out what you want to do. All right, but you can't live your life suffering because he's deciding to be immature and cause jealousy games with you. That's what he's doing. He is making you jealous because he loves the attention, because he needs to feel fulfilled because his ex dumped him. It hurt his ego, and he's pissed off at that, and he's acting out and lashing out in retaliation, which is angst, which is immaturity, and you're taking the brunt. And I'm sure he's done it to other girls. And he'll threaten too. He's the kind of person that'll threaten and say, well, maybe I'll look at somebody else, or maybe I should go date someone else. He does those kind of things. So, all right, sweetheart, I hope that helped. Don't be so nervous, but you also have to get strong. If you really want something with him and everything, you can't stay in the same pattern that you're in. Yeah, he's an attention whore. That's what it is. He wants to feel all the things. So he's using you to get attention because you make him feel attracted, and you're after him, and he loves it. Switch it around on him and shock the hell out of him. Oh yeah? Bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Yeah. All right, honey. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. All right. I hope it goes good for you. Happy holidays. And, if you want, pop into the stream one day and let me know the good news. Just be like, Lucy, we're dating, or something like that, or that you have a boyfriend, or give me some good news. I like good news. Okay, I like good news. I don't like shitty news. All right, so it was nice meeting you. Okay, don't worry so much. He thinks you're pretty, and that's what matters. He's an idiot, and you have to just like yes, it'll be saved, because you're gonna have him be you're gonna force the change by indirectly, stopping the immaturity. Oh, you're talking about the reading? Yeah. I thought you were talking about the relationship. I'm like, yes, don't worry so much. You're talking about the reading. Oh my God. It's late. I didn't get it. Sorry. Airhead moment. Yeah. Yeah, it will. That's why I like YouTube so much. Because it saves it so much better. And TikTok is just, ugh. I mean, I love TikTok, but like, I don't know. They've gotten corrupt. If it's not TikTok shop, they don't care. Yeah, the live. What was your sign, by the way, Hazel? What is your zodiac sign? Oh, Taurus. I like that. Okay. Okay. All right, sweetie. Have a good one. It was nice meeting you. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for being part of my live. I'll see you next time. Bye.